Hello guys and welcome to Stevie CTV. It is game week 12 for the Premier League and we've got a good few games coming up. First one for us though is Wolves versus Tottenham Hotspurs. So obviously off the back of last week, Spurs did lose quite a few players. Looks like Maddison may miss out. You've also got Van der Ven and Romero both missing out this time round due to red cards. Well, Van der Ven injury, sorry, and Romero red card. Then you've also got Udogie who got a red card as well. So full back line looks like it's going to be replaced. Porro being the only one that might actually stay in the side. I can't see him being taken out. He's playing quite well for them. Maddison's going to be a big miss in this game if he isn't playing. And Wolves obviously put in the odd decent performance. I can't see it being a massive change in this game, but I do see a Spurs win still. Even though there's a lot of players missing, I can still see them going getting on the score sheet. Son is still firing goals. I think we might see a 2-1 Spurs win in this game. Can't see any other result. Obviously, like I say, Wolves, they're pulling out the odd result, but they're not be doing amazing this season. They're currently sat 14th, so they could do with the result. It is at home, so anything could happen, but Spurs 2-1 in that game. Up next, we've got Burnley versus Arsenal, and that game, I can only see one winner here, even though Arsenal did get several injuries, a couple of injuries in their game against Sevilla in the Champions League. Saka looks like he might have picked up a knock. Also, you've Tomiyasu looks like he went off during the game, so there's a chance both of those could miss out. Looks like Odegaard and Nketiah got rested. Jesus will still be out in that game. So key players that may potentially miss out, but I can see Odegaard and Nketiah being put straight back into the side if they're fit, and I can still see them going on to win this game. Collins will be back for Burnley from suspension, and I can only think that helps them, but they just don't have enough going forward. There's just recently been a statement released by Burnley for a player called Lyle Foster, who's one of the strikers or one of the forwards. He's currently suffering with mental health, so obviously, hopefully, he will recover from all that, but he's not really going to be much of a miss on the pitch because I don't believe he's really played much games. But for him, hopefully he recovers and he comes back a lot stronger and he's getting his time that he needs that away from football. But I can see an Arsenal 3-0 win here. I can't see any other result other than an Arsenal win. Next game, we've got Palace versus Everton, and Everton could be without Onana. He's looks like he might have picked up a bit of a knock, and he is questionable for the game. But they do have players that are coming back, like Calvert-Lewin, who's obviously got on the score sheet last week, and they've also got Jack Harrison, who seems to be starting to get into the games and getting into positions which could be suitable for Everton and start driving them forward as an attacking team. They look like they've got a bit more solid at the back, conceding less goals, and Palace don't really have a lot of attacking threat, but they do have Eze who is returning, or just returned, sorry, and Elise is still going to miss this game, but they are starting to improve in attack, especially with them them players coming back, but I still don't think they've got enough Crystal Palace, and I can only see a 2-1 win in this game for Everton. Everton have got enough. Sean Dyche seems to have got these playing. Crystal Palace have obviously just won 2-0 in their last game against Burnley, but I feel like Everton are a lot stronger side than Burnley are. But like I say, Everton win. The next 3 o'clock kickoff is Man United versus Luton. And on that game, we have got Casemiro missing. We've also got Johnny Evans, who may miss out. Obviously, he went off with an injury early on in the Copenhagen game in the Champions League. I think we're going to do quite well in this one. We have a lot of positives to take from Copenhagen, but defensively we still need to improve. Varane was back in the game in Copenhagen, got quite a lot of minutes due to Evans' injury, but he just didn't look good at all. And Dalot as well. I think Dalot will get dropped in this game for Reguilon, and I hope that Reguilon will shine. Maybe Shaw potentially coming back. I've heard a lot of things about that, maybe, but I think it's a good decision if we rest Shaw, maybe bring him on for the last 10 minutes if he is on the bench, but I don't think he will start. I think Reguilon will start, and hopefully with Wan-Bissaka being in the side, we seem to be a lot more of an attacking threat going forward. And like I said, we looked good until the red card for Rashford, but Rashford will be available in this game. He doesn't miss out on the Premier League. He'll only miss out on the Champions League. As for Luton, though, I think they've got a full-strength squad. Obviously, they got the big point against Liverpool last week, and they could have won that game. They look quite good. And they've got Chong and Mengi both returning to Old Trafford. Obviously, they weren't key players for Man United, but this will be their return, and they'll want to go out and push and get a goal for Luton at least. So I'm going to go with a United win in this game, and I will be vlogging it, so if you if you do watch that, keep an eye out for the vlog on that as well. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win in this game. I think Højlund's got enough up front now. He's got the confidence from the goals in the Champions League. He's got 5 goals in Champions League, and I do think he'll add to that and get his first Premier League goal for Man United. The 5:30 kickoff on Saturday is Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Newcastle will be going into this game with a suspended Bruno Guimaraes and Dan Burn, I think it is. I think he's picked up an injury, and he will be a miss alongside Botman. They both will miss this game, and it will be a bit of a difficult game for them. I think for Newcastle, Bournemouth will be tough. They don't just mess about. They will want to get back a result after losing 6-1 to City. Obviously, Bournemouth are near the bottom of the league, and Newcastle are higher up in the league. So we expect to see Newcastle win this game, and I still think Newcastle will win, but I do think Bournemouth will be up for it. They'll notice that it's a weaker Newcastle, but they won't give up. And I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Newcastle in this game. Bournemouth still with the same side as they will have in the previous game. And like I said, they'll all want to bounce back off that loss. So Newcastle win, but a tough game. Next up, we have Villa versus Fulham at 2 o'clock on Sunday. And I can only see a Villa win here. Fulham obviously put up a big fight against Man United last week. They did lose out on the points with a late goal by Bruno and a few mistakes by Fulham. But I can see Fulham making a lot more mistakes. Obviously, Villa did lose 2-0 to Forest last week, and they will want to bounce back off that. And with the likes of Diaby and Watkins, they've got enough attacking threat to go on and win this game. I think, looking at the Villa side, obviously they can concede goals, so I do think Fulham will get in behind their defence at least once, and they will actually manage to get a goal. But I'm saying Villa 2-1 win here. Next, we've got Brighton versus Sheffield United, and Brighton can't keep a clean sheet at all this season. I don't think they've got one yet, if I remember correctly. But Sheffield United don't have any attacking threat either. So Sheffield United did get the win last week, their first one. Quite lucky to get the 100th minute penalty, but they did get the win and the 3 points that they need, so they'll be on a high from that. But I don't think they've got enough quality. They will have. It looks like they will have Ali McBurney returning, and he might be a good addition to their attacking threats. But I think Brighton have got enough. I believe they made just as many chances as City have, this season. So they're making the chances. They just need to convert those chances and get the wins and stop leaking goals at the back. They maybe the return of Estupinan and Lamptey, which may help them defensively. And then you've also got NC, so he looks like he's still going to be a miss for him, and Solly March is obviously out as well. So yeah, there's a few players that they are missing, but you got players like Matoma, Evan Ferguson, who else they got up in strike? Pedro. Like there's a few good players there that can get them goals. So I'm going to go with a Brighton 3-1 win here. Another 2 o'clock game on Sunday is Liverpool versus Brentford. Liverpool have actually won every game at home this season, so they've had 8 wins at home. Obviously playing very well. They did get a point against Luton the other day away, and that will knock their confidence a little bit. They've obviously got a game tonight, which may affect the team news, but I think whatever happens with the Liverpool side tonight, or whatever team that Liverpool put out this weekend, I can't see anything but a Liverpool winning this game. They've got enough attacking threat. They've got Salah, they've got Firmino. What am I on about? You told him. They've got Jota, Diaz. Obviously, there's still ongoing things with Diaz and his family situation, but he did play last week and he did get the goal to equalise. So I think they've got enough threat up front to get those goals. And then you've got Nunez as well. So some good players there who could eventually actually be top goal scorer of the season, especially the likes of Salah. And they are playing a Brentford side who are hit and miss this season. They've grabbed a few results. Like last weekend, they managed to get that 3-2 win. But I can't see Brentford winning this game. And I think Liverpool could go on to win this 2-0. Even though Mbeumo is obviously shining for Brentford this season, with the absence of Tony, I just think they've not got enough to break down that Liverpool defence this season. So I think Liverpool 2-0. The final 2 o'clock game on Sunday is West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. And West Ham are really struggling at the minute. They've not won in about 3 or 4 games. Just not getting the results that they need. They started off quite well, but getting these results, putting a lot of pressure on the manager. Obviously, initially, a lot of people didn't want Moyes as their manager for West Ham, but it looks like he got the results and obviously won the Europa Conference League last season, and he got a lot of confidence back from the fans, but it looks like they're losing that confidence again, and there's actually a lot of rumours at the moment that if he doesn't beat Forest, that he will potentially lose his job. So who knows, going into this international period the week after, if he doesn't get the result, then you never know. But I can't see him losing his job personally, but I think he's got enough about him to keep the job at West Ham. But like I say, they are struggling, and Forest have just beat Villa with a shock win there last week. So Forest are going to be up for this game. They are missing a few players, like Wood and things like that, and Montiel, other players like that. But I am going to go with a 1-1 draw in this game. I think Forest will be on high, and West Ham need the result, but I just don't think they'll manage to get that result. And I'm going to say 1-1 draw. I think a point will do them both quite well, and it'll keep Moyes in the job as well. Last game now, and it is a 4:30 kickoff on Sunday, and it is Chelsea versus Manchester City. Chelsea are obviously on a high after the Spurs result on Monday. Obviously, they won 4-1 in that game, and Nick Jackson will gain a lot of confidence from his hat-trick. And Manchester City will be knocked by the loss of John Stones, who looks like he could be out for a long term again. They obviously have enough options centre-back wise, but he has been playing midfield alongside Rodri, so they might have to tweak a few things up there. But I'm going to say that Akanji will just come straight in and replace him. But there is also the option Nathan Ake going left back and moving Gvardiol into the centre back role. Obviously, Gvardiol's had quite a lot of game time this season, and I think he could do the job wherever he gets played. And I feel like Chelsea have enough about them to try and give it to City in this game. They've got ex-City players in the side, so you've got likes of Sterling, and you've also got Cole Palmer, who will want to thrive in this game, especially against Manchester City. I can see him actually getting on the score sheet in this game, Cole Palmer. I don't think he's their best player, but he's performing at the minute. He's got a lot of confidence. He really thinks at the moment that he is one of the star men for this Chelsea side. Chelsea also have Reece James, who looked very convincing last week. He played very well and came off about the 70th minute, but he looked fit, he looked good going forward, and defensively looked strong as well. Chelsea struggled against a 9-man Spurs, so will they be able to hold off a City with players like Alvarez, Haaland, Doku? If you look to what he did last week, Doku, if he does that again, performs anything like he did in that game, then Chelsea are in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to say 4-1 to Man City in this game. I genuinely feel like we've got a good game on our hands, and City just ain't going to slow down now. I think they're at the top of the league now. They're where they like to be, and I don't think anybody can stop them. And they will finish the top of the league now, and then I think they'll just go on a massive winning streak. And Chelsea, like I say, they will want to go in this game and try and give it to City, but I think Cole Palmer will be the guy that scores the goal for Chelsea, but he won't be the winner. He won't be on the winning team this year. So 4-1 Man City, I'm saying. But that ends the video, guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, please share it so other people can see the channel. We are on the road to 1,000, we're only 35 off, so let's keep it going, and we shall see what happens this weekend. I will be back with a review on Tuesday, so please stay tuned, guys. And like I say, matchday vlog on Saturday for the Man United versus Luton game. Just keep an eye out for that one. Goodbye.